dorks? What are we blowing up?
What? The Vatican? Wow, you guys are going to hell.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk. My name is John.
And my name is Matt.
And today we're here to review Fast X, Fast and the Furious 10. This time it's not directed by Justin Lin, even though he does get a story credit in here and a writing credit, but it's directed by Louis Leterrier? Leterrier, a French director who also directed the 2008 film The Incredible Hulk for the MCU. So he's got some experience with some major franchises. And this time they brought him in to handle Fast X, which should be part one of possibly 2 or 3 films in the Fast franchise. And this one had a budget of $340 million, and it shows on the screen. Matt, what did you think of this one?
Are we talking spoilers?
Non-spoilers. So try and stay away from spoilers.
I was pretty blown away. Like, you know, you gotta remember these movies are over the top, and without spoiling anything, I think this was the most over the top.
Even more over the top than going to space in 9?
Yeah. I think this is way more over the top than any of them have ever been before.
Well, the main villain in this movie is Jason Momoa, and I think he got the message of what these movies are, because he is by far the best part of this movie. This guy turns it up to 10. He's chewing the scenery. He's just
11.
11, yeah. This guy is turning it up. He's having the time of his life. You turned to me, and I was thinking the same thing. It's like he's playing the Joker.
Yeah.
He's just playing this.
The outfits he was wearing,
basically in this movie now, just like all the other movies, we've beaten the man, but now there is a bigger and badder enemy out there who's seeking revenge.
It's always a bigger fish.
Always a bigger fish.
As Qui-Gon would say.
Yeah, and now this one might be the biggest of all. And this one is getting pretty bad reviews, which is weird because
I'm curious. So I read like IGN and GameSpots, and it said it just did like they focused on like fan service and stuff like that. I don't know if I quite agree with the reviews, because I saw 4s and 5s. I would probably put this in the neighborhood of like an 8.
Yeah,
you know?
I would say 7, 8 out of 10. My biggest flaw with this movie, besides Jason Momoa, we get another actor who's pretty big in the world of, and the MCU in Brie Larson's in this movie, and I felt like they kind of wasted her in this.
Yeah, so...
But I think they just had trouble balancing everybody's storylines. You know, you brought back everybody, including John Cena.
It's apparently supposed to be a trilogy, right?
And I think it felt like, if you guys ever saw the movie Dune that came out a couple of years ago, remember how that was
Wasn't Jason Momoa in that also?
Yes, he was. And that movie, it was Dune Part 1, so people felt like they weren't satisfied with the very end of the movie because you don't get a conclusion. You're leaving, like, you know, a lot of stones unturned.
I can't remember seeing a movie that did it worse than this, though.
That left, like, didn't give you any answers to any of your questions?
Like,
yeah.
It ended, I audibly said, fuck you to the screen.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, not in a bad way. Like, well, okay, yes, it's in a bad way, because I want more right now. I want to go see part 2 right now.
But it's like Empire. Like, Empire ends on a huge cliffhanger, too.
Well, you know, maybe Empire was different for me because I was able to watch
4,
5, 6. No
right.
problem. I had them all in my hand. Now I have to wait.
I know, and I think it's coming next year, but I could be wrong on that. I thought this was the best Fast movie since Fast 5, in my opinion. I was having a lot of fun.
And it's directly connected to 5.
It is. So, yeah, definitely do your homework on this. I do think you get more out of this if you've been following along with us watching all of the Fast movies. I think because there is just a lot of callbacks and throwbacks.
You have to watch them all, but pay particular attention to 5, I guess you could say.
I have to say 5 and 6.
Although they do a pretty good job of filling in the gaps if you forgot.
And all these characters do come back that have been in previous movies, so for the most part, not like, you know, not everyone comes back, but if you are going to be attached, if you just go into this blind, you're not going to know who that person is or that person is. So it definitely rewards, like they said in those other reviews, fan service. It's really for the fans. And really, if you're not a fan of these movies, why are you watching them anyway? Because they are just over the top, ridiculous, and almost hilarious.
I would
at points.
imagine anyone going to see this in theaters is going to be a fan of the series.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 types of people in this world. There's people who love the Fast and Furious series, and there's people that hate it.
Yeah, and I was on that hate train for a long time, but once I finally got used to what these movies are, they're not supposed to be taken seriously. And just like in F9, it's like they're almost calling out how silly these movies are, and that's fine, because I had a great time at the theaters, and that's what they're really going for. I mean, this thing looked beautiful at the Dolby Theater.
Did you think that there wasn't enough bass?
I did think that,
You did,
actually,
right?
right? Which is weird because we just watched F9 last night, which was very heavy on the bass.
It rumbled my entire house.
Yeah. So, I didn't think that. I don't know. I don't know if that was a problem with the Dolby Theater or just the soundtrack in general, but it was very loud.
They didn't have. It was loud, but there wasn't enough bass. I feel like.
I just feel like that theater in general doesn't do a good job.
But
with
I
mixing
also
things.
sit on top of my subwoofer basically, so and Sonos has a fan.
It's like I told you. I say that your home theater is comparable to a movie theater, in my opinion.
But it's a Sonos soundbar. It's not even close.
Yeah, but you
to,
have
like,
all the best in the room. People have to see the room.
It sounds fantastic.
Yeah,
it
it
really
does.
does. I'm not underselling that, but
I mean, if there is, I haven't seen it. Let's put it that way. And I'm just saying, if I go to the Dolby Theater and that's the pinnacle, I don't feel like I'm losing anything when I watch something at your house. Let's put it that way. So
okay, I guess I'll take that as a win. But I'm just saying.
yeah, I
for
think you're
someone
selling
who
your
can go
system a little.
spend- Someone can go spend $13,000 and blow this out of the water, and it'll probably sound better than the theater, honestly.
But that's possible.
But
If it sounds
anyway.
better. Anyway, yeah, we're getting off topic. We're here today to talk about Fast X. So overall, I can say honestly, if you're a fan of the Fast and Furious movies, just know what you're going into. I thought it was really enjoyable. I had a great time at the theater. This is definitely the best one since Fast 5. So if you like Fast 5, I really do think you're going to enjoy this one. If you've been out, I say go back in. I give this a pretty solid 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with solid 8.5.
Ah, not bad.
I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, go check it out. If you're a fan of the series, you'll absolutely love it. I can't dance around without the spoil. It was great. Go check it out. Loved it. 8.5.
Okay, yeah, perfect. And it's also Friday. That means it's time for our digital code giveaway. I bet you didn't even realize that, Matt. And we do this every single week, so if you are a fan of the channel...
Gotta be a Fast and Furious question.
It's got to be two. Maybe one. But if you are, we do this every week. We're going to ask you 2 questions. Answer one in the comment section below. As long as you do that, come back to Monday's video. I put your name on a magic wheel. I spin that wheel 2 times. Whoever name it lands on, they have their choice of the digital codes that you see on your screen before you today. And I was thinking, since it's Fast and Furious, what's your favorite Fast and Furious movie? And you can include Hobbs and Shaw in that. And I guess maybe better luck tomorrow.
It's
It's okay.
considered in the extended universe.
So if you like that one more than any Fast and Furious movie, that counts as well. And then I figured, it's one of the biggest franchises of all time, and I've asked what's everyone's favorite franchise of all time. What's everybody's least favorite franchise of all time? Because I bet you there are people who don't like
You
the
don't want to keep a car related? I was going to say, are you a Ford guy? Are you a Chevy guy? Are you a Mopar guy?
Well, you know what? 3 questions then this week. You can answer Matt's question. Are you? Because you know what? That was actually something that's funny in this movie. I never realized the rivalry between John Cena and Vin Diesel, as they're brothers in these movies. One likes Ford and one likes Mopar. I mean, John Cena's love for Mustangs is awesome. I love that.
That Fox, Fox body.
There is a
comes back.
Fox body Mustang. That's not a spoiler. We could talk about
It comes back.
Yeah, it does.
F9.
Yeah, he does love Mustangs.
Same.
Yeah, Matt has a Mustang now, actually. Not any of the ones that appear in any of these movies. Although there was a nice one in Too Fast, Too Furious, the Cobra.
Too Fast, Too Furious. There was a Saline.
That was a Saline.
That got crushed. Yes.
Yeah, technically that's not a Ford. That's like a...
It's still a Ford.
It's still a Ford? Yeah. I thought it was like its own company.
No, it's not that much of a Saline.
Okay. All right. It's like they work together like the Roush Mustangs,
Right.
right?
It's still a Ford Mustang with the Saline package. It didn't come out of Saline.
Gotcha. Okay, see, you learn something new every day. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Let's Talk. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe because that's the best way to help this channel out. And then after you're done doing all that, I want you to get in either your Dodge, Chevy, or Ford, or whatever you drive. Go out, do a nice burnout in the movie theater parking lot, and then tell all your friends about us.
Do it for Dale.
Do it.